вивчаю українську мову. My name is Yulia and I am from the Ukrlearner where you can learn Ukrainian in a natural way. May I ask you something? Have you ever thought before why Ukrainians almost never use the present form of the verb to be, бути, which sounds so natural, for example, in other languages like English, German, or Polish? That's a good grammar question, and I have the answer for you today. We're gonna learn with you all grammar forms which are possible here in Ukrainian and with examples, and it might be a real hard work today. Are you ready to become a confident Ukrainian learner in the verb to be, бути? Okay, let's do it. Let's start with the next sentences. Я є Юлія. Я є з України. Я є вчителька з української мови. Це є моя робота. It sounds so unnatural, and it's the first thing that tells that you are not a native Ukrainian speaker. Because in real Ukrainian, we do not use this ye. Yes, it's the present form of the verb to be ye. Я є, ти є, ви є, ми є, вони є. But we hardly ever use it, especially in such construction like personal pronoun plus noun or se plus noun, adverb, adjective or pronoun. Instead, we just miss it out or push the dash in the written Ukrainian. So how it might be correctly? Я Юлія, я з України, я вчителька з української мови, і це моя робота. But you can ask me why. Because the present form of the verb to be is non-typical, at least for East Slavic language group. That's true. We do not almost never use the present form of the verb to be. But there is one important exception where we use it from and where it sounds quite natural. When you want to say about I have something or I have someone, you can use the next grammar construction. У мене є, у тебе є, у нього є, у неї є, у них є, у нас є, у вас є. Here, this all construction could be translated like to have. So, for example, у мене є сім'я, у неї є діти, у нього є машина, у них є будинок. Yes, and this all sentences we need to use the present form of the verb to be є in this construction. But if we want to emphasize on quantity or quality, we miss it. For example, у мене велика сім'я, у неї двоє дітей, у нього нова машина, у них розкішний будинок. So now we are focused on big family, 2 children, large house, and new car. So that's why here we do not use again the present form of the verb to be. There are two negative forms of the verb бути in Ukrainian, нема, немає, which are completely synonyms. You can use both of them. But remember, after these forms, we always use the genitive case of the nouns or adjectives. For example, у мене немає сім'ї, у неї немає дітей, у нього нема машини, у них нема будинку. General questions in Ukrainian makes any troubles. We don't need to use any auxiliary to other words. For example, у тебе є сестра? Так, у мене є сестра. Так, є. У тебе є брат? Ні. У мене немає брата. Ні, нема. So you can use full or short answers. And now let's look at the past and future forms of the verb бути. Start from the past. It is changing according to the gender and singular or plural forms. For example, був, була, було, були. У мене був будинок. У нього була машина. У неї було кошеня. У них були діти. The future forms of the verb бути agree to each pronouns. For example, я буду, ти будеш, він, вона, воно буде, ми будемо, ви будете, вони будуть. Now we are going to figure out the most popular phrases where we use all these grammar forms of the verb бути or we lose them. So the first thing, when we are talking about jobs or try to identify someone like a person, let's look at the context. Марія – офіціантка. Вона була гарною вчителькою, але зараз навчається в університеті і буде адвокаткою. Let's find in this context present, past, and future forms. As you see, we just missed out the present and instead we wrote a dash. Pay your attention on past form and future form. Вона була гарною вчителькою. Вона буде адвокаткою. Remember, in such case, we use after these two forms the nouns or adjectives in instrumental case. Now, if we are talking about feelings, we can use pronouns or nouns in dative case, plus the future or past forms, було, буде, and plus necessary adverb. And if we want to say in the present tense, we just miss out. Let's see. Сьогодні мені добре, але вчора тобі було погано. Їй зараз просто чудово. Йому було страшно. Вам цікаво? Так, нам цікаво. Їм буде неприємно. The same construction we use when we want to describe the weather or nature. For example, сьогодні тепло і сонячно. Вчора було холодно, а завтра знову буде спекотно. Now it's time to talk about imperatives form. They are 3 in Ukrainian. And with imperatives, the verb to be takes the first position in the sentences. Let's see. Будь вічливим. Будьте терплячими. Будьмо сильними. And as well we can use the conditional forms like the next one. Була б, був би, були б, було б. So, for example, я була б дуже вдячна. Ти був би дуже виснажений. Ми були б дуже щасливими. Все було б по-іншому. In Ukrainian, there are lots of useful idioms with the verb to be, which you probably have to memorize them if you want to be sound like a native. I have for you the most popular. The first one, if you have a glass of wine or any other drinks, you can say будьмо. Or if you are sneezing, you can say будьте здорові or будь здоровий. Or if you want to say hello, usually we say здоровенькі були. I hope now you feel yourself more confident and fluent in using the verb БУТИ. And make sure that you download the free PDF worksheet, and now you can practice all grammar forms of the verb to be бути in Ukrainian that we've learned today. Subscribe and follow me to get more good and useful information, and write me in the comments what the next grammar video you would like to see. І я буду рада допомогти. Побачимось скоро. Thanks for watching. Bye!